Got it. All right. Galaxies in Peril, episode 12, and our final episode. And we're going to start off by talking about last time we uh, came out of the body shop and got teleported out by Spiral back to the wrecked up uh, coffee shop. We are also down our Devil Wolf player. So we're talking about, do we want to do like a quick downtime and do like a final mission, or do we want to kind of like draw downtime out and like kind of like uh do some nice juicy character stuff to it and maybe have a big bang at the end? Or option three, whatever that is. What do y'all feel like?
Think I'm more interested in doing some character stuff
Mhm.
and like getting to a satisfying conclusion. Whether we
Yeah,
do that in the like, I guess I don't care that much about the mechanical
yeah,
structure
yeah.
of that. If it's that something we do during downtime, or if it's free play, or if it's in an actual mission, or how we handle that part. It's more about finding a good place where it feels like we've reached some kind of conclusion.
Hmm.
One option would be to do downtime quickly and then have a time skip
Hmm.
to a big thing. Um, I'm gonna say I don't have a strong preference. I agree with Anders. I'd like to see you know, the development and character relationship stuff that goes on. My only concern is we've seen that the game seems to bog down with
Investigation kind of stuff.
yeah, and
Yeah,
action seems to make it sing.
yeah,
So maybe it would be good to point it towards an action relationship thing.
yeah, yeah. And I've got some stuff I can throw out there.
What do you think, Rich?
Pretty flexible. If we wanted to hit superhero-ness with a mission, I'm not opposed to it, but along a stretched out downtime sounds pretty fun as well. So
Well, let's bring up I don't know what the wishes were the last time, but
Yeah.
let's start with, does anyone have any wishes of things that they'd like to close up during this session? And that might lead us towards what we need to do.
So the
Like,
wishes I have are got back home, maybe continue on the Mojo plot, having a chance to make a dent in whatever criminal enterprises are happening, reporting back to the Fantastic Four about all of the things. And that's pretty much it that I have.
yep, I'm just reading the session 11 wishes, and you nailed it.
Cool.
Anders, I know you had an ongoing thing with your sister.
Mhm.
Do you want to try and
Yeah,
resolve that, or do you want to leave that hanging for exploration later? Or because it might be weird to bring up a big thing like in the last
yeah,
session.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
just about to say that I feel like my ongoing stuff has been very much in the background, and I
Mhm.
don't mind leaving it there. So I don't feel like I have any big plot lines that need to be resolved. I think for me it's more about the like the watchdogs. Where do we end? Do we continue to be a team? Do we that's
Mhm.
the relationship with the other player characters is my main thing.
I hadn't thought about that. Do we continue to be a team or not? That's a good question to
Yeah.
answer.
I'm going to show you a. Nope, I can't paste it in there. Let me paste it in Slack then. Image is too long. Copy image in Slack. I'm going to send the relationship map and everything that's been going on in the background here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Um, so, and I think there's probably some stuff on here that maybe has not been surfaced entirely yet. So the main kind of threads are stuff with Oscorp and remakes, stuff with Svava and Sigrid. Um, Nighthawk is kind of in a little bit of limbo with Nightjar, but there is a link to your parents who may be involved with some crime stuff here.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and then there's Reavers, all the gang stuff, Body Shop, Morlocks, Oscorp, um, all the Limbo stuff, which we're probably not going to touch. And down at the bottom is like the big long term stuff that we're not going to get to.
Okay.
What
Uh,
program did you use to make this really cool R map?
This is so I use a note taking app called Obsidian, and it's like just Markdown. It saves your files locally. And it's very, very cool. It does like cool
Yeah.
interlinking stuff. They just added canvases, and so basically it's just a thing where you like add labels, drag and drop, connect them, group them, set colors. So it's you can put together something like this. I did it for the one of the games I'm playing or played last weekend, and it just like took like 5 minutes to put like a huge R map together.
Wait, is
That's
this
very
in the character keeper somewhere or?
I pasted it in
Uh,
Slack. Let me.
Oh,
I
okay.
pasted
Sorry, I wasn't looking back.
I pasted
I'll
it
find
actually in
I'll
our
find
Zoom chat too.
Oh, cool!
Oh,
It said it didn't go through for me.
nice.
What?
Yeah.
I tried to paste an image previously, and I didn't have permission to paste an image, but I could paste the URL.
Mhm.
But since you probably have permissions, Rich.
Well, that's not good. I should give you all permissions to do things.
No, it's
What did
fine.
you say the program was called?
It's called Obsidian. Obsidian. Go to obsidian.md. And it's free. You can pay for extra stuff, but it is super, super good.
I am getting that for late.
Yeah, I take like all my game notes in there, do all whatever prep I have to do, put together, maps like this. Super, super
Right.
handy.
Would have been great for the Nobof's Galaxy game.
I bet.
For a org chart thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the cool things you can do is not just putting labels together like this, but you can write your markdown files as notes or whatever, and then you can link those as nodes in the canvas chart. So like you have a whole file linked and you can either scroll through it there or jump to it. So nice. And you can do images and all that.
I'm thinking of how I could use that for Stars in the Dark, but there would have
Yeah.
been so much stuff.
Yeah. After 40 episodes, a lot of stuff. And it has the same limitations as any kind of two-dimensional thing, is once you get
Yeah.
past a certain size, like this guy's connected all the way over here.
So as I look at the list, and I think you called this out, Mark, that Remix and Svava both have a tie. I thought it was into Oscorp. Maybe I've
Yeah.
got that wrong.
Does Fava have a link to Oscorp?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, I think it's just remakes.
I was looking for shared, tasks that we've touched on recently. So
Yeah.
Oscorp was one, and Limbo was one. I just actually, the whole session could be about recovering caffeine hazard, right? How do we
Yeah.
get it put back together? Because that's something we all have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could do some.
It could also be reporting to our sponsors, the Fantastic Four, and saying this is how we screwed things up. This is where we are. Yeah.
That might be fun. Yeah. Doing a downtime debrief with them.
That would be sweet. I kind of dig that.
Mhm,
I'm for
mhm.
that.
Ooh, and then the thing at the end could be us with them trying to clean up our mess, or wherever.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Cool.
If we have time for that, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who even knows? What is time?
We should take some time for epilogue,
Yes.
just in case.
So yeah, let's do let's do downtime and kind of try to tie a lot of it into that debrief. Does that sound something doable? I feel like that's doable.
Feels like it might be doable.
Let's see. My Galaxies in Peril. Spell Galaxy, right? That'll do it. Cool. So for downtime stuff, downtime. Cool. Probably don't want to do a long-term project. Recovering harm, recovering resilience, changing faction status, acquire access or train. Yeah, we could do any or all of that and frame it around the Fantastic Four stuff. What do y'all have hits for? Oh, and they gave you the psychic detector too that got blocked by Jenny's little thing too.
Good Lord. Are we all like almost maxed out on resilience? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start this out. I think we've just gotten out from Mojo. We've regrouped at the Caffeine Hazard. I
Mhm.
think as I'm starting to talk, there's like still glass and bits of like wood that from the trim that are falling down behind me. And I'm like, okay. It feels like this has gotten out of hand and we're out of our depth. So I think we need to talk to probably Reed and Susan to try to figure out where to go next because I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things going on and a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
Oh, and importantly, Rain didn't show up back with you. They got teleported somewhere else.
We have access to the prison, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna go check there first
Cool.
and look around and see if we can't locate Rain. Assuming so we can stop and say, hey, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think in my headcanon, she got sent to Mojoverse. But if something else makes more sense or works better, that's not written in stone or anything.
I just want to gently suggest I don't want to spend our last session searching for the player character of the player who's no
Yeah.
longer part of the game.
Yep.
Just seems
Yeah.
weirdly self-defeating. So,
Right, but I think that the only reason I mention that is because and I 100% agree, is because of the, we don't want it to abruptly be like, oh, where did that person go? It's okay, we'll let her go off and do her own thing. So I think narratively, I go look, but we don't find anything, and we come back and we need to deal with our stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Secondarily, she could have been come back and be like, cool, because she was going to go check out investigate stuff with Ghost Rider. So she'd be like, this is all weird. I'm going to go do some talking with them. And that would explain why they're not there without just sending them off.
I like that better because
I get it.
otherwise we're kind of in a situation where we
Yeah.
would want to find out and mount a rescue mission or whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think it's better
Yeah.
if that's kind of resolved in a way that doesn't
Yep.
put any pressure on us to do something about it.
Yeah. So Rain's off doing her stuff with Ghost Rider, investigating the limbo stuff.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Always options.
So, I mean, Svava, do you have any? I mean, the only people I know to talk to are like my family and, Reed and his team. And my family seems a little bit sketchy right now. So maybe we trust Reed more? Svava, do you have people you trust?
If I were to talk to my family, then things would get worse. I mean, not they would want to help, but they would help by smashing things, and I don't think that would be useful in this situation. We could try talking to some of our legal acquaintances, but I'm not sure they are the right people to deal with interdimensional cyborgs.
Yeah, I think
So,
that
yeah.
I think Reed and team are probably better with that. What about you, Naro?
I just want to take a moment to recognize Fava's value of subtlety. That's real growth. I don't. You guys are all I have. I think talking to the Fantastic Four feels like a good option.
Okay, so let's go talk to them next.
Yeah. So let's cut to the
and I look
Baxter
around.
building. Yeah.
Yeah, I look
Oh, go for
around and I'm like, maybe we should put up some plastic around this place or something.
You put up some plywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Remix is super bummed. He cares a lot about this place, but is
Yeah.
also trying to realize, it is just a place.
Ooh, this is a good, since we all need some recovery, this is a good time for us to spend some time sweeping up the place and, trying to take care of this shared place that we have.
Ooh, yeah, like as a recovery action? That sounds
Yeah.
really
Yeah. I
good.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I think, so my take on it is I think I stomp on your feelings, Naro, at first, like this is a place, this isn't, and then I realize you have hurt feelings about it, and I step back and I'm like, okay, it'll be fine. We can fix this place, make it look new again, and I know things change, but and I think while we're doing this, I'm like pulling out like sections of trim that are loose and trying to clean up that area where the wall is, so that we can get up close enough to put plywood up there to prevent any issues. Oh, yeah. Are you going to be okay with the new place, Naro? I think it'll be fine.
I want to see what we can do, but I understand what you're saying. It is just a place and it's not a person. It was just a nice place. Will it still feel the same?
It won't. It will feel different, but that depends on what you want it to be.
Well, it's not just what I want, it's what the team. If Rain's gone, she's not coming back. Do we keep doing what we do? Can we even keep the door closed, open?
Those are all good questions, and I think we'll figure that out as a team, but we've got to start piece by piece. So right now, we just want to sweep this place up. And Alex actually goes over and picks up a sign and puts it across the plywood that's kind of blocking the doorway and the windows. And it says renovations under construction, opening soon. The new caffeine hazard opening soon.
Nice.
Maybe it should be something different. Yeah.
Do you want that little talk to be resilience restoring scene?
For sure, I do. I think
I think so. Yeah.
it's
Cool.
the thing that Remix needs the most. So
Yeah.
I think I want to bring in another thing that just so I can check off one of my things. We should clean up here and make sure we can open up again, but we need to do something just for us. Whether Rain is here or not, we are still here, and We need to be here with each other.
You're right.
And what are you suggesting we do?
Do you need me to get drunk with you?
We could get drunk, but we don't have to. We could go to the park. We could go to one of these sports events I keep hearing about. I don't know. What do you, Naro? I don't know. What do you enjoy doing when we're not working here or out on a mission?
We could go. I'm always fascinated by museums, learning more about your cultures. Is that
Sure. We
okay?
could go to a museum.
I have a good place in mind. And I think we'll head out and we'll get some food along the way, something that we could take to a museum or eat like outside the museum and share a meal. And I don't know New York. Is there a smaller museum, not a big museum that might be a little bit less?
There's freaking New York, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
There's dozens probably.
Yeah. So that's what I take us to is like this is a museum and my family's not involved with it. And
Mhm.
it's a smaller kind of thing that probably focuses on like some niche history.
Neat.
The Whitney's a little bit smaller.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, still like building, but yeah, it's still like a proper museum.
Sounds perfect. So I think we'll head there and spend some time. We probably get shushed a few times as we're like visiting and talking like I think this piece means something else and yeah.
Yeah, that's all art. So yeah, cool. And remember, when you downtime stuff, you can also cash in your clocks for resilience as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
And
thinking.
I think I lean over and tell Naro, was like, I keep thinking about the caffeine hazard and all and the repairs. Don't you know a contractor?
I do. I do. I
We'll
do.
have to put out a word for him and see if he can help us with some of the work.
That's a great idea. Oh, I was just lost. I wasn't even thinking. Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna roll my resilience. It's a 1d6 and then add clocks on top if I need it.
Hmm.
Okay. And I got a 3.
So that'll get you 1 point plus your clocks.
Oh, that's right. 1 point. And then I'm gonna spend my clocks.
Let me just
And you can when you do that, you can also replace your clocks as well if you feel like putting something new in there.
You going next, Undesh?
Yep. I am rolling a die. That's a 2.
Okay, 1 plus clocks.
Yep. I will cash in my clocks. And then you get 1 for each tick, right?
Yeah, 1 for each tick.
Yeah. Because we did something fun together and we talked about my family. So
Yeah.
And I think that you actually, when we entered downtime, your clock's got a tick.
Yeah, so you can put more tick on
yeah,
those.
I added
Yeah.
added.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna roll mine. A 5. That's nice.
Mhm.
I had 6. Wait,
So
no.
5 is 2 ticks plus whatever clocks you want to.
Oh, 2 ticks.
Cash
Okay,
in.
I had a 6, but I'd like mistakenly done some stuff. So 2 ticks, and then I'll clear out my. Who do you wish was your friend?
Oh, you got all sorts of clocks there. Yeah.
I know I've been sitting on it. It's been a while since I've had enough resilience need. So yay.
Cool. That takes the edge off. It's nice.
Indeed.
Cool. Do you feel like you got what you need out of that? Do you want to do a debrief at the Baxter building?
Yeah, I'd like to go to the Baxter building. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to sneak in?
I think you're muted, Steven.
Yep. I was like, nope, I think that's good. I'm ready to
Cool.
go.
Cool. So let's cut over there. Are you bringing coffee or anything? Or is this a more professional team call?
I think she would bring like maybe it's the last caffeine hazard coffee.
Oh
before
yeah.
they move to the new one. So it's
Nice.
in the little cups with the thing, and there's one. It's written. It goes one Sue, another one Johnny. Although she spells it JONNH, JOHNNIE because she doesn't know,
Mhm.
and then Reed, and then Ben.
Nice. Are you bringing the psychic scanner thing back to your proton pack? Yeah, I think Sue is the first one to meet you out there. Herbie maybe is the first one to meet you at the front desk. Like, cool, I'll go get everyone. And Sue comes out and she's like, I'm glad you're all back in one piece. How did it go? Did the psychic emanator work out for you?
Funny story. No. It
Oh, what
turns
went wrong?
out, it turns out they had the ability to block it with some of their own tech, and things have gotten a lot more complicated. So I think we'll do a debrief.
Mhm.
We'll do a short debrief with Sue, and then if she wants to bring anyone else in, we can do the full debrief.
Yeah, they could like bring you into like a conference room, only a Fantastic Four conference room.
I think I look around and I'm like, is it okay to talk openly here? I mean, this place isn't bugged, right?
Not as far as we know, no. Just want to give you some room to stretch your legs over here. Yeah, come on in. I'll call the boys.
Okay.
And everyone shows up. Ben grabs his little coffee cup. It's good stuff. It's strong.
Nero's like leaning forward, eager to see what the thing thinks of the coffee. And when he says it's strong, she nods because, of course, she gave it to him black, assuming that's what he'd want.
Excellent. Cool. So you tell them the basic overview of what happened.
We
Yeah.
didn't mean to, but we let something loose out of the prison. We were coming out, and something that looked like Rain came out, and Rain is off with Ghost Rider trying to figure out what exactly that was, but we got transported. Devil Wolf transported us down into a place that we thought was a sub basement, but it turns out was probably somewhere else, and someone named, oh, I'm sorry, what was her name? Mojo.
Rita?
No, the one with all the R's.
Rita.
Pyro.
Yeah, Rita, Spiral.
Spiral brought us back, but we had to agree not to, go after her right away. It was weird. Yeah, things did not go as expected. There's a lot there.
And Reed is on the like other side of the room, and he like just reaches a hand over and like, pats you on the shoulder. He's like, don't worry about it. It's things almost never do. You can plan as much as you want to, but when you're in the thick of it, you kind of have to throw all those plans away and just do what needs to be done. What would you like to get out of this meeting, I guess?
I'm not sure, but I think Smava spends most of the meeting like sizing up Ben, trying
Yeah.
to figure out like how strong is he? I know he's really strong, but
I think Ben actually like he's used to people looking at him. He catches you as like,
Yeah. But
Good
I'm
show.
not looking at him like he's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely not that. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Should we go to Mojo? How do we make sure that this doesn't continue to be a problem?
You know where this Mojo is? Well, actually, I don't think you all know about Mojo at all.
No,
I
we
think it's
don't.
Oh,
just.
that's true.
I think
You're
it
right,
was just
Spiral's
yeah,
boss.
yeah,
It'd be
Oh,
Spiral's
Spiral.
boss.
yeah. Spiral's
Yeah.
boss.
Should we
Oh,
go
yeah.
after Spiral's boss?
And you did grab a bunch of like databases and records and stuff.
Oh,
that
that's
you can
right.
Look into there.
But it turns out
Um,
it's probably a whole bunch of TV shows, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of uncompressed TV shows. That's right. Um, but yeah, I don't know if we said it already, but the shop that is funded through Shaw. I think you got that information last time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and I think we explained to them, we thought we were dealing with a bunch of, cons like Reavers who were coming after us, and we thought we'd shut them down. And then it got a little bit bigger, where it seems like Shaw Industries is involved in building up maybe an army of these con cyborgs. And then as we dug down further, maybe it's not just Shaw, maybe it's a whole network of groups. And boy, Rita's boss has a lot of facilities there for them. So yeah, there's a lot there that seems bigger than us, which is why we're coming to you. So Mark, you asked, where do we want to go with this? I was looking at the downtime activities and just potential open, what could we do? It could be rehabilitate an image with a faction,
Oh, yeah.
right? It could be training,
Mhm.
to see if we can't go after some of these things, or it could be we could discuss setting up a mission, which would be to go with the Fantastic Four to see about closing down, or finding out what exactly needs to be done to prevent the problems that we've been seeing. Specifically, we all started out just trying to get rid of the cyborgs, right?
Yeah, or just find out what their deal was. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know their deal, but
Yeah.
and since we have that huge database, we can just dump that on Reed and say,
yeah,
hey,
yeah, and Reed can be like,
yeah, now you can download it. This is the info we have, and yeah.
Yeah, and I think he might be like idly doing that on the side while you're doing the rest of the debrief, and yeah, like the TV shows that are on there, like they're all like, we all weird interdimensional gladiator or like reality TV stuff.
Narrow's like
Yeah,
totally interested in this one about
you
what's called the
probably see spells in
X-Babies.
there.
About what?
You probably recognize some scrolls mixed in there as well.
Norris, what did you say?
Sweet.
You saw something?
X-Babies.
The X-Babies. Yes.
Yep.
Definitely a show on Mojo.
And of
Yep.
course, the watchers will be like, "Oh, the X-Men are coming into the MCU. Look at that!"
One of these days. Cool. Yeah. So I think Reed is able to tell you going through that. Let me make a little fortune roll. About that. Nice. Yeah. So Reed is able to pull a lot out of the encrypted database that you pulled out, and he's able to tell you a few pieces of good information. Definitely, the body shop was being directly funded by Shaw Industries. The Reavers that you described definitely came out of there, and definitely were probably working for him directly, because Donald Pierce, who was the leader, one that had Sava's sister's blade, is actually a member of the Hellfire Club as well, like a like a named member. I don't remember exactly which one he is, but he's in like the inner circle.
Yeah, he's the
Black King, I want
Yeah.
to say.
no,
I think
no,
so,
that's
yeah.
that's Shaw.
Is that Shaw?
I'm pretty
Let's see,
sure.
I think I remember.
Or is it White King, maybe? I don't know, but he's. I could look it up. I have my Dark Phoenix book back here, but I think he's
Oh,
like a rook.
he used to be. He used to be. And he was the white bishop.
White
Oh,
bishop.
neat.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Shaw took over and ousted him, but kept him on as mercenaries after getting them all hooked up. And like they probably did a job and got all fucked up. Came back and got robot parts. Yeah, and in the customer database, and like Reed starts looking very concerned about this. In the customer database was prospective clients. There's Rudy Chignon guy, and those are the guys that you saw there the first time you went in, and he's like, it doesn't make sense that they would go in to get modified because they work for one of Shaw's rivals. Maybe they were just investigating the place.
I think I lean forward and I say, are we dealing with like a gang war or something like that, where rival factions are going to start fighting? That sounds bad.
I think gang war is maybe too soft of a term. I mean, these aren't just like street gangs. These are very powerful men with corporations behind them. But you're right. If this goes the wrong way, it could get very ugly for everyone in the city and beyond. I think that Johnny's just like, well, cool, let's track him down and just like smoke him out.
Narrow points like, yeah, that's good.
They're just guys, right? I think we can handle them. Like, burns up his coffee cup.
It's great.
Is this something that we could handle, or is it something? Should we get someone else involved?
I mean, these are international corporations. Johnny, does have a point. Going in and punching a CEO is never not a bad idea, never not a good idea. Punching CEOs is a good idea. But although they are at the service of the people who run them, that's they're creatures unto themselves. And since they're respectable members of the society, they've put themselves in a position where it's very difficult to blast your way out of it.
It sounds like this has developed outside of what we, and I gesture just to us three, can reasonably deal with.
Yeah, I think Sue says, how about we do this? Reed and I will continue sifting through this and see if we can find any weak points, I guess. See if there's anything we can leverage. I'll talk to some people I know in around those circles, I suppose, and maybe we can put together a plan to at least stop whatever conflict is coming. And we'll let you know as soon as we can what we need to do.
Good, because remember, we are not just good at punching things. We can be subtle.
Great. Was there anything else you want to do with the Fantastic Four?
I haven't. I think Alex leans forward and says, "So it sounds like what you're planning on doing is you can't just go in and knock out the head of the corp, but it sounds like you're going to do some industrial, company competitive kind of thing through shell companies to take them down, or at least
Diffuse the situation.
hinder them." Yeah.
And this
Okay.
is where you may be able to help us the most. So when we find out that point, you'll be the first person we call.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
cool.
oh,
Yeah.
I think now's whenever he says that, I'm like, great. I have some experience in that. However, I should also tell you about this little piece of information where Shaw Industries seems to be connected to my family in some way. So, and I
And
tell them,
Reed's face kind of drops a little bit.
and I'm like,
oh, really?
so I don't know that I would trust the information that we got. That could be put there as a red herring to make us distrust our friends. But this is the main reason we came to you. Because trust no one, you should be very careful about who engages with this.
Good. We'll keep that in mind. Thank you for letting us know that. Cool. Anything else you want to do here?
Hey,
Awesome.
Slava, do you want to fight the thing?
You want to go a couple rounds?
She kind of tries to hush Narrow and then kind of looks over at Ben and is like, maybe some sparring sometime.
You guys have training rooms here, right?
Oh yeah, we got training rooms. Yeah, I keep busting them up and they keep fixing them again. So
it would be interesting to spar with someone where I don't need to hold back.
oh yeah, you don't need to hold back with me. Well, you got your afternoon booked?
Well, we need to get the coffee shop back in order, but I will. We'll find the time.
All right, I see. You gotta prepare yourself. I understand.
She takes the ribbing and
yeah, it is clearly like in fun ribbing, not a put down. Yeah, I think he sees you the same way as
yeah.
Cool. Would you like to head back to the coffee shop?
Yeah.
When you get there, the plywood from the front door has been removed and kind of set to the side, so the sign is still there. And there are some men working in there cleaning up that you don't recognize.
Hey, what are you doing here? You're not authorized to be here.
And Nighthawk, I think actually Narrow, when you walk in,
Mm-hmm.
there is behind the counter a fancy new espresso machine, like very expensive.
Not Night. She almost uses Nighthawks, but then Nighthawk's not Nighthawk. So Alex, did you?
Alex,
Alex, did
Yeah.
you? Did that? Did you?
Not yet.
That's very expensive.
I walk up to one of the workers and I say, I need to talk to your supervisor.
He thumbs over to the shoulder, thumbs over your shoulder. And in one of the booths, the table has been pushed out. And there is a very large man in a white suit sipping a tiny cup of espresso.
Oh shit.
He says, I hope this isn't too big of a surprise. I was waiting for the right time to introduce myself, and I thought I could help you out in the process this time. Consider this the new machine a gift.
Thank you. What do you need from us?
What do I need from you? It's less a matter of need than an offer that I'd like to make to you. I understand that you've had some dealings with a competitor of mine, a colleague almost. And he waves at some of the workers, and I think this is Fava. You're the one that notices that one of the workers is one of the guys that was there with the top knot guy at the body shop. I know you've had some dealings with my my peer, and also a few run-ins with some of my employees as well, or subcontractors, I suppose. So you seem to be in a particularly beneficial situation to put some pressure where it is needed, or I'd like to keep my hands cleaner than what you seem to be used to doing, especially it like gives Favo a look over. This one, quite impressive.
I think she like throws her hands and then kind of cracks her knuckles.
So, am I to assume this is a business transaction and that this is an upfront payment?
Not a payment, a show of goodwill,
Ah,
a gift, and less of a business transaction than a social call. I just wanted to introduce myself, Wilson Fisk.
nice to meet you, Mr. Fisk. I don't shake his hand.
I do. I see that Alex is not being. Sometimes Alex is rude, so Nero's used to like sliding in and being the polite one. It hasn't quite picked up exactly all this going on.
Mr. Simmons, it's nice to meet you in person. I've known your family for quite some time. It's impressive to have watched your ascendancy.
And we've known about some of your dealings for a good time as well.
I should hope so.
Yes. What exactly are you looking to have us do for you?
It's less doing something for me than me helping you do something that you've already started down the path of doing for yourselves. You seem to have run afoul of these toy soldiers. I'd like to remove them from the table. Kind of like just big meaty hand, kind of like pushing napkin holders and silverware aside. I know they've been a thorn in your side, and they're proving to be more than a small problem, I'm afraid.
And what do you how do you propose to help us?
And he has been sitting on like he like moves a napkin aside and slides over a little I guess it's a manila. It's not a data pad. It's a manila folder. These are the identities, last known whereabouts, and technical specifications on these men that I'm sure you would like to see brought to justice. Although, as our guardian friend here knows, justice can occasionally be ineffective if applied too lightly.
And I think I look over at Svava like, oh yeah?
Justice can be meted out in many different ways.
Indeed.
Well, we appreciate everything that you're doing for us and all of this information. And was there anything else you needed from us?
Oh, what color paint do you enjoy for the shop?
And I'd look at Narrow.
You can talk to Leonard over here. He's the head of the crew.
Oh, I think when Alexander looks at Narrow, she thinks that's permission, so she'll head over and
Yeah.
talk color swatches and all that fun stuff with the guy, Wilson's guy. This is great. This is so good. He's so nice.
I guess he talks to the other two of you. He's like, so are we agreed that we can find a permanent solution to our problem?
And I look at Svava and I say, I think that we can make sure that these people don't interfere with you. And it would probably be better if we did it than if you did it. We think it would be better if we did it than if you did it. Yes.
Very intelligent and perceptive young man. There's one we haven't been able to track down, unfortunately. Seems to have just disappeared.
And do you have information? And I flip through the manila folder. Do you have information on this one?
You find Reese's name and photo and stuff, and like last whereabouts and photos from the highway chase, I think, the highway fight, and then nothing after that.
And I
I
think
like to be thorough, and I would hope that you share the same attention to detail.
understood. I think that we can look into this last one that you couldn't find. As you can see, and I put down the picture from the escape there on the bridge. We have experience with him. We've met him before. We will have to see if we can track him down where he is today.
He's very valuable to one of my businesses. He could be recovered without too much permanent harm. I would appreciate it greatly.
Well, we can't guarantee anything, but I think the intention here is that no permanent harm would happen to any of these if it's unnecessary. Unless it's absolutely necessary. Yeah. I look over at Svava as I say, permanent injury and harm. Yeah. No disintegrations.
um, cool. How's it going with the contractors? So or narrow.
Yeah, I think Nero has her phone out. She's talking swatches and like color codes and like, yeah, I imagine this guy's probably not like home redecorator type. He's very contractor and professional. So she tries to mimic that, but is pretty excited. No, we really, I always had ideas. But she's all in on this
Excellent.
redo thing.
I think he like pushes himself up off the seat and says, "So we have an agreement then. I hope that this matter can be resolved on a tight schedule."
Well, we do have other things going on, and I look around the office, and I'm like, but we'll make it a priority. These individuals have been a problem for us for a while, so it'll be good to get that taken care of.
Indeed. If there are any resources that I can put at your disposal, just talk to Leonard here, and he'll relay your needs.
Oh yeah, we'll be sure to call you if we need anything.
What does Nero have a last name that is publicly known?
That is a great question. Let's just say that the name that we've been using is a pseudonym. That way we don't have to get in the weird sticky 3 named thing. So our
Yeah.
last name would be Glama.
Glama. Yeah, and as he gets up to leave, he says, "And Miss Glama, have you had any inclination towards the offer that Mr. Osborne's extended to you? He's bought quite a large amount of expensive equipment in the hopes that you would be joining them."
I still need to talk to the rest of my partners, but I have been seriously considering it, yes.
In your own time, then. Leonard, and he waves and takes his big diamond-tipped cane and makes his way through the door.
Yes.
Gets to a limo on the way out there and drives away. Big, long, white limo.
That was great.
Cool. Yes, that machine is good.
Right.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, those are way more expensive than I thought they would be. But they are.
I just Googled expensive espresso machine, and that one was pretty up there.
Yeah. Yeah, so these guys, they're happy to take whatever direction you give them. They are working away. There's plenty to get the shop back in shape before too long. Free shipping, yeah.
I think I'm going to, while they're handling that, I'm going to slip away and make sure that our prison access hasn't been compromised, and look at all the stuff that we've kept that should be secret from Mr. Fisk.
Yeah, I don't think he went upstairs or downstairs. I think just kind of started in on the damaged parts here and waited for your arrival.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think y'all still have some downtime actions left if you want to take those. But yeah, what do y'all think? I think the mission will be take care of the Reavers one way or another.
Nice.
Do we want to take a short break right now while we think about it?
Sure.
We'll go for there.
Let's have you go first
right.
then.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
go for it.
I will go for my downtime thing. We did recovery, which definitely was what I wanted. And let's see, what other downtime action options do I have? Let's see. Cover,
And no one has
rehabilitate
any
damage,
harm,
acquire
right?
asset, train. Do we need any assets?
Would be cool to have something.
I know, but what? But what?
Anti-cyborg gun.
Ooh, like some kind of droid popper ion gun.
Oh,
Like a
oh.
EMP gun. Yeah.
device.
I know what I want. I want magnetic gloves.
Ah, this is awesome.
Yes.
I want you to have magnetic gloves. I want to acquire an asset, which is I'm gonna go talk to Sue because
Mhm.
Remix is convinced that Sue is the brains of the operation because of Reed's so flighty.
Pretty much, yeah.
And ask about some kind of electronic disruptor, EMP device. She'll vaguely describe something she knows of from her own people,
Hmm.
but is too embarrassed to say it's a Skrull thing.
Cool.
That
Let's go ahead and make that roll then and see what we get.
All right. Quality equals team tier by default. And you pay. Okay, so it's 2. So I go with the quality of the watchdogs, right?
Yeah, and that's tier 1 right now.
Okay, so I'm rolling a die. Can I burn resilience to get more dice?
I would say yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give myself one more die. So my beautifully 0 resilience becomes 2 resilience.
It says here in the rules, spend 2 resilience per +1 result. So I think you could roll and then
then bump it
spend the
up.
resilience to bump it up if you'd
Yeah.
prefer.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that sounds fine. Then I'm just rolling 1 die then.
Cool.
It's a 2. That is pitiful.
Cool. So you can spend 2 resilience to bring it up to a tier 1, or another 2 to bring it up to a +1.
I'm gonna bring it up to a +1 for 4 resilience.
Nice.
In my sheet somewhere.
Cool. Yeah, and I think Sue takes you into oh yeah, this would be good. There's like a you go up a few floors and it's kind of like a hangar. They've got like the dino car in there and a few other things. And I think Ben is up there kind of like working on some of the stuff like pulling off an engine and putting it over here. And she's able to pull off of one of their like vehicles, or has been pull it off, like a large, like I don't know, it's like I want to say like boogie board sized, however big that is. It's like a kind of a sleek. It's white. It's got like some silver inlays, or steel probably, or some techno metal. And she says, "You have a vehicle that you can use this on, right? This will disrupt. You can tune it to disrupt specific kinds of electronics. So you could, if you have information on the details of these things, then you can tune it to knock them out without like taking out the power to the neighborhood or shutting down your truck or whatever." And I think you have
Awesome.
enough detail in the folder that Fisk gave you to do that.
Oh yeah, we have lots of details from this folder that Wilson Fisk gave us.
Wilson Fisk
Mm-hmm.
of Fisk Industries.
Oh, I thought he was just a politician. He has a company too?
He has several companies, and those companies all hold several companies. And he also has strong ties to the criminal elements of the city.
Oh.
He has a lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
Oh.
And that is, this is the conflict we'd like to avoid between him and Shaw. They could do a lot of damage.
Oh, he's trying to point us directly at Shaw.
He's your you're not thinking about working for Wilson Fisk, are you?
Oh no, I was thinking about working for Oscorp. They're a brand new tech firm. They're working in some
Yeah,
really
the startup, the
Mhm.
biotech startup.
Uh-huh.
Did you do any due diligence on them at all?
I did some research online.
Did you
I read their website.
see who sits on their board and is one of their largest funders?
Um, Mr. Osborne. Mm-hmm. I met him. He's very nice.
Mhm. They recently got a large influx of cash from Fisk Industries.
That's why he was encouraging me to take that opportunity. Oh, I'm working for the bad guys if I do that. Oh,
Did I forget? Do they know that you're a scroll?
I think they know. Yeah,
Um, yeah,
I did not tell them.
ooh,
They
yeah.
seem to know.
And then I think Sue like takes a few steps closer. It's just like I know that Osborne has access to a lot of technology that probably rightfully belongs to you. I don't know if you want to get involved in that or want to try to recover it or manage that situation somehow, but Osborne has some heavy hitters behind him. They were able to buy off a warehouse full of old shield equipment, and this came with it.
Oh, are the only nice people bad guys? I mean, you've been nice, very nice.
Hey, I'm right here.
Also nice. I'm just thankful I've met you guys. So I guess I should say no. I mean, I'm going to say no.
You're a very empathetic and trusting person. Just be careful who you put that trust in.
I could also be your secret person on the inside, if that helps. Does that help? It doesn't help, does it?
Not immediately, but we can talk about it later.
Okay. Okay, thanks for the cool gun.
Awesome. What do the other two want to do?
Yeah, I think uh I'm doing that sparring session with
Nice.
them, and I think that's going to lead into he like talking about how do I fight these cyborgs, and he's got these magnetic gloves or something
Yeah.
like that.
Um, can I just get a let's see, what do we got? Let's do a no, let's do a skirmish roll and see how that goes. Just roll 2 dice and
Cool.
see how that goes off.
Yeah.
And it's just a fortune roll.
Cool. So I'm just rolling 2 dice.
Nice.
Six.
Yeah. He's pretty confident and he does hold his own. But I think because he is more of a bruiser, like you're not able to really, knock him out or anything. But I think because you are a more skilled combatant, you're able to beat on each other for a while, and then you're able to like put him in a hold or like get him like in some way, like get him pinned. And it's like, all right, uncle, all right, you got it. Man, where were you 20 years ago?
uh, uh, I was still in oh, they wouldn't have diapers, but I say like something. I was I was a very small child 20
Oh,
years
well,
ago.
okay. I take that back then. That's sorry, inappropriate. My mouth gets the best of me sometimes.
Oh, I thought you meant as a teammate or a.
Oh yeah, teammate. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, yeah. I never really met a one of you before. It's the everyone where you're from like this, or you kind of special like me. I mean, not like me clearly, but
uh, I, I thought you don't you know the Avengers with
yeah, in passing, but we're not buddies or anything.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
I find
thought all you
that Thor guy's a little
all you-
snooty, if you know what I mean.
I thought all you Earth people knew each other.
But bronze beauty and funny too. You're breaking my heart. Like, come here. I got something for you here. And they like go to like a different area of the building. It's like you're gonna be fighting these robot creeps. Like you got some moves on you, but I'm not shooting missiles at you or anything. So I mean, probably gives you some survival sized like metal gauntlets. Fire those up, and you should be able to get a good grip on one of them. Just
Oh yeah, this feels great.
yeah, just
We've tussled with them before, and well, I'm afraid I didn't do too well then, but there were more of them.
well, it should even up the odds. Tear one of those metal blockheads apart for me. And maybe we can get I don't know, maybe get a dinner sometime.
Sure, I'd like that.
Yeah, I'll take you down to one of my old places in the Bowery. It's really great. Sells does good pierogies. It's amazing. Cool. What
Interesting.
about?
Yeah.
Oh, did you have work? Go for it.
No.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
cool. So what
Yeah.
am I rolling?
Let's do the acquire asset roll, and I
Is that
think it's just
rolling
gonna
your
be
here?
one die. Yeah,
Cool. Do that.
four. So that's
Four.
a tier one. You can spend 2 resilience to bump it up to tier 2.
I'm gonna do that.
Cool. Yeah, and these are you can tell like they conform to your hands nicely when you sort of put them in and activate them. And you can tell like the metal is maybe not from Earth.
Cool.
Cool. Awesome. And Nighthawk, what do we got?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to, since we've been talking to the Fantastic Four, I think I'm going to talk to Reed. And I'm
Nice.
going to go in and I'm going to tell him,
Come into my
okay,
library. I've got
yeah.
some research to do.
And
Let's see.
we should have a conversation about someone who just came into the coffee shop. And so I basically lay out that Wilson Fisk came in and wants us to take care of the cyborgs to and I tell Reed, I think it's a better idea if we did this because if he did it, it would get messy. And as long
I
as
agree.
and as long as he thinks that we're helping him, there's an avenue there. I don't want to get messed up in that uh where we end up being leveraged into having to work for him like most of the organizations he deals with are good at.
Yeah, he's a very serious man, and I would like to say keep your distance.
Yeah.
But I know that that's not how things work.
And poor Nero, she is really excited about all the work that's being done on the caffeine hazard and hasn't realized yet that we can't trust those contractors and it's going to have to be gutted.
Yeah,
So what?
she seems very nice, but a little bit naive, which is understandable. You know, oh, I'm sure you know.
Yeah, which is understandable. But she, you know, uh, I'm not going to make her aware of this for some time and let her. She's struggling with the changes that are going on already,
Of course.
and I think there'll be some issues there. So I wanted to personally apologize for the failure that we went through with Rita and the rest of the team. We made compromises that I'm not sure were acceptable.
I wouldn't call it a failure.
I think there's a certain level of responsibility
Of course.
that has to be held here, and I think holding the team together and getting them in and out of tight spots is something that's important, and something that's my responsibility, and I'm trying to do the best that I can. And I kind of, so I wanted to talk to you. You mentioned that things never really tend to survive
First contact with the enemy.
Yeah. So we are planning on going out and trying to neutralize the Reavers with the information given to us by Fisk. So hopefully we can hold things together and not do undue damage to them. I think they've been put in a poor situation.
Yes, my understanding is they're skilled but unfortunate. That have been, I mean, honestly taken advantage of. I wouldn't want to go bowling with any of them even beforehand, but I think what's been done to them is unfair.
Yeah, bowling, quaint. Yeah. So I think that, so we have facilities. Now, Fisk does not know that we have one of their members. He asked about it and seemed to want him very badly.
He's the one that exhibited powers beyond those that could be granted by cybernetics.
Yes, the injection.
Yes, I've done some analysis of the material that you've given me and the footage from the news and what you've told me, and I believe that he's been, and don't tell Narrow this, but I conjecture that he's been injected with some sort of super Skrull serum that Oscorp is working on, and I'm afraid if she finds out, then she might do something rash.
Well, yes, Narrow is complicated in that if she doesn't know about things, she reacts naively. If she does know about things, she might be rash in what she does. The concern here is I didn't know it before, but Fisk mentioned a job offer that Narrow has from Oscorp. So
Really?
we'll have to talk about that. I think we both understand what that means. But I just don't want to burden Narrow before we go on a big mission.
Of course.
So we'll have a talk about that afterward.
It's difficult being the leader of a team like this. There's a lot of decisions you have to make that, while best for the group, may not always be the best for each individual member. You'll have to make some hard calls now and
in
the future.
Yeah. I'm learning that. So, and I'm good with that scene.
Cool.
Okay.
And he just assumes that you're the leader of the team.
Right.
Whether that's true or not.
And mechanically, I'm going to train resilience.
Cool.
So I can take on more stress of leadership.
Excellent.
So
good talk.
Yeah, exactly. And I probably should have told you mechanically what I was leaning for before we went through the fiction of the scene, but it worked out great. It worked out great. Yeah. So
Narrow is the problem, yeah. Yeah, rash, Narrow, lashing out at everything. Such a hothead. Cool. So I think I have I have two options. Let me know which one you think might be more fun. I think the encounter with the Reavers, you can either go to them and maybe a fun set piece like doing it at like Coney Island or something would be fun. A lot of good props to play with there. Or you could find out that they've been sent to recover stuff from Oscorp and will be doing an assault there that you have to manage. Any strong feelings about either of those? Or option number 3, whatever that is.
So my opinion, Svava, do you have a choice? Do you have a suggestion?
I think I prefer the second one just because it's messier, but I'm good with either.
So Alex is going to suggest that we go with the second one as well.
Okay,
I
cool.
see.
And this is a meta level player
Well,
decision.
yeah. But I think in character, I want to state, a good reason to go after the Reavers at Oscorp is because there'll be fewer innocents there. I'm worried about it. I think that Fisk's data has, here's where they'll be located at Coney Island. Here's where we think the assault's going on at Oscorp.
Yeah,
And
I think
like,
maybe Reed would be the one to tell you about Oscorp. He'd be
okay.
Analyzing this data and all that, and knowing what I know about Fisk and Oscorp and all that. It makes sense that Shaw would strike at the juiciest target right now.
And it seems like if we go after Oscorp, at least the people, the bystanders there, will know a little bit more about what they're getting into.
Yeah, and that'll narrow in nicely and get a bunch of cool. Awesome. Sweet. What approach would you like to take to that? And basically, I think Reed would be able to give you like a like based on like the movements of this, like give you a time frame of 12 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So you'd prepare.
I think this is going to be a full-on assault to the Reavers.
Nice. Are you gonna take it to them?
Yeah.
So if they are, they are probably, they're a mercenary team, well coordinated. So they're probably going to be attacking from not just like all in one direction. If you're doing assault, what is the point of attack there?
Meaning what is the reason, or where is the location of
I think
the attack?
What is the, like, if you know that they're going to be attacking the building in some way, you don't know their tactics exactly. Are you like, is it like just setting up a general defense, hanging out somewhere and waiting for them to attack and hitting them there, trying to intercept them before they get there? Like what's your if you're assaulting, what exactly are you assaulting?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're like protecting, maybe it's not assault, but I feel like we're.
It sounds like you want to do violence to the target. Is that?
Yeah, that's true.
But we should define the target.
Yeah.
It is, to be honest, Alex is like, I don't care if we level Oscorp at this point. However, what we do want to do is we want to make sure that the Reavers are taken off the street and can't do more damage. So I think we're doing assault on the Reavers to capture them.
Okay, cool. So basically like get them head on as they attack.
Wait, let's make sure that
yeah, I think we're hitting them, like we're watching where we think they're going to go in. After they've gone in, we go in after them. I think that sort of thing, so that we can fight inside Oscorp.
Nice.
Where there's
cool. And while they think they're trying to hit Oscorp, they're focused forward. Yep. They're not looking to be flanked.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So engagement roll. The plan is simple and bold. Definitely gonna give you that one. Fuck some guys up. Does this plan detail take advantage of a vulnerability? I kind of think so.
We start with one die.
Yeah, start with one. Yeah.
We have
you're gonna be flanking.
We have some stuff to deal with cyborg things.
Yeah. Do you feel like do you have I don't know if you have friends or contacts inside. Do you think there's a high chance of interference from other people?
It seems like Oscorp might have a problem with anyone coming in, not just
Yeah,
the Reavers
uh,
and us. So yeah.
Oscorp security there.
Yeah.
The Reavers are a higher tier. They're going to be tier 2. So it's down 1. So I think you're down to 1 die for that.
Oof.
Yeah, this is fun. Who would like to roll that die?
You roll it, Steven. I feel like this is Nighthawk pulling this together.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do
it,
that.
team leader.
Yeah.
So that's a 2.
Ooh, boy. All right. So your position is going to be desperate when the action starts. What went wrong?
Okay, I'm going to suggest.
Speed.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest what went wrong was. Oh, do you have an idea, Mark? Or are you asking?
My instinct would be that they left. They had someone keeping watch outside or whatever, and then when you went in, like they did the same thing to you that you were planning on doing to them, coming in, flanking you. But yeah, I'm open to suggestions.
That was exactly what I was going to say, but instead of someone keeping on watch, I don't think they were expecting to be hit, but they were coming in waves.
Right.
And we went in after the first wave, and the second wave comes in behind us.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
That's good.
I love that. Let me review which weapons are on which ones. Cool. Awesome. So I think you go, they go in. I think the first 2 go in, and that is, I think it's Pretty Boy, who you met before, and a guy with a gun arm. This is Mason, and they are probably like the most inconspicuous ones. Uh, um, Mason maybe a little bit less, but they like go in, and as you're watching, you see them like subdue the like receptionist in some violent but not deadly way, and then move in. So then you move in after them, and I think probably where you are when we start off is you've followed them in, and they're causing a little bit of damage on the way in. They've like turned off the alarms and all that, or someone has. And I think just as you're about ready to make a move, actually, can you describe where all you're at? Or actually, do we want to wait for Rich to come back in, because we're going to be doing some action? Want to take a few minutes?
We can take a break. I don't want to rush him.
Yeah.
But I don't mind going forward, and as soon as he can join us.
I'm here as long as somebody can roll for me. I can
okay,
listen
cool.
in.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, tell me where you would be and how you're positioned when you're about to like make your move flanking them.
Yeah, I think Vava is pretty hot to go in. So yeah, I think they're going in through like some loading dock or something.
Yeah.
And as soon as she sees them, like we're watching them, she sees them go in, and then she just goes for it, like
Nice.
rushes in right after.
Oh, we killed that one. He's not there anymore. Yeah. Cool. And I think what happens then is, yeah, there we go. I think what happens then is, let's have Svava roll to resist getting hit with a grenade. So this is going to be level 2 harm, I think, for you. And you're muted, I think.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Level 2 harm. Yeah, I don't want to take that. I would like to resist. Think I'll resist with prowess,
Yeah, that
getting
sounds right.
out of the way. 5, so I take 1.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think you're about to go, and is Nighthawk or Narrow up with you, or where are the other two?
So Nighthawk is, as is usual, kind of bringing up the rear, watching everything through. I think I'm watching everything through like Oscorp's cameras.
Yeah,
Um,
awesome.
to make sure I know where different people are, and then I have my own that are kind of handling there. So I think out of frame, I see this grenade kind of come towards Svava, and that was unexpected.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's from like almost from like across the street, and you can like switch to like a security cam outside, and you see there's a guy that has like his left arm is got a bunch of gun stuff on it, and like, boom, and the grenade launchers are like went in, hits Fava in the back, I think, and there was like a split second before it went off, and so you were able to get out of the like fall forward a little bit, and then the blast will like push you, and you're just like sprawled on the ground there. Um, I think maybe the level harm is concussed. So you're a little, you got the ear ringing and stuff.
Then I will check off my I can do this all day. One of those.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Where is Narrow at this point?
Narrow was inside Oscorp. I think she was able to disguise herself as a janitor,
Nice.
and she's pushing along a little mop, and the gun is actually in the mop bucket.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, it's like washboard sized, so it makes sense. Cool. And you all have comms, so you hear Nighthawk go like grenade, and then the explosion, and you know that they're being attacked from behind.
Yep, we've been flanked.
Yep. What would you like to do?
Oh, is that for me?
For anyone who wants to do a thing.
I think I'm going to spin around. And is this guy who shot at me, is he close or is he like
He like sent a grenade in through the loading dock from across the street. And they're like
okay.
over there smirking and moving towards you, I think.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go out onto the loading dock and like kick at a van that's standing there and send it right at.
Nice.
I think I have to pay resilience for that as a use of my powers.
Yeah, is an accurate. Yeah, that is just one resilience, I think.
1 resilience.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be prowess, right? Or I'm sorry, I don't know.
Smash.
What would smash? Yeah, let's do smash.
Smash the thing.
You're not resisting, you're doing a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 3 dice. Would you like
Yeah.
to push or get a bargain for that?
I'm not going to push. I'm kind of rough on resilience already.
I can help you.
Yeah, cool. I'll
Cool.
take that.
Yep.
How are you helping?
So I'm watching where the guy through the cameras. I can help you triangulate where you're going to kick that van into.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Awesome. Then I'm rolling 4 dice. 6.
Boom.
Not a crit,
Yeah.
but a 6. I'll
Oh.
take it.
We should also. I assume that we're desperate.
Yes, you are desperate, so mark XP there.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I wasn't doing position. Yeah, so desperate standard effects, if you want to change that.
Yeah.
Um Cool. So Desperate at standard effect does with this. You got a 6, right? So you do it.
Yep.
So yeah, you kick. I think like as he's coming across the street, just like come on, and when he yells come on, that's when you kick the van into him, and it just kind of like smashes him up against a building across the street. And that's when you hear like people screaming and like, ah, there's things exploding now. And I think since you got a 6, Nighthawk, you they weren't alone out there. There's another person who is she's kind of like short dark hair, and like her side of the face is all borged out, um, and kind of like wearing shorts and cut off sleeves, and like you can see her go to the camera and just like hits a couple of the cameras, like tries to hit a couple of the cameras with lasers, to black them out, and they like fizz out for a second but then come back up because Oscorp is a little bit higher tech than your average security camera. But you see there's another person out there who's kind of running interference for him.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call this in to the cops, and I want them to be distracted and basically say, I'm going to send them notes, terrorist attack, and here's the list of perpetrators, and indicate what they are so they don't bring, petty officers. They scramble the high intensity forces. And I think I've just got this file and I just drop it in.
Yeah.
It goes to 911, and then, heroes on site, backup needed or something like that. And then
Nice.
I think I want to keep focused. I think Svava has, I tell Svava over the comms, number 2's out there. She's got, blinky eye, laser eye. Watch out for her. I'm going to go after these 2. I'm going to keep pressure on the front.
Nice.
And I'm going to go after the 2 in front. One of them you said had a shotgun for an arm, and the other
one of them has some sort of gun arm, and the other one is Pretty Boy. And you remember him from the bar. He had kind of like extendo arms, like gadget arms.
Okay.
And like they're just arms, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna go after, Stretcho first. And
yeah, and they're kind of they're going from like in a pair, like going from room to room. It looks like they're looking for people. If there's just like text or something in there, they don't kill them, but they looks like they like grab them, say something, maybe knock them out.
Yeah.
Move to the next room. They're systematically going through the building.
So I think what I want to do. I think first I'm going to see if I can't set up an advantage for people.
Nice.
I'm going to drop down like gas pellets, smoke grenades to hide everything. And tell the rest of them, time to put on your goggles. So Svava and Nero can put on, the goggles we have prepared, and rebreather and all that kind of stuff, so they don't get impacted. But it puts the Reavers at a disadvantage.
Right.
What kind of role do you think that would be?
Feels like a tinker.
Yeah, I think I'll roll tinker.
Cool.
And I will push myself to get a second die. Yeah. See what that looks like. 2 and a 1.
Ooh, and this is a desperate situation.
That's right.
So mark experience.
Yep.
Let me take a look here. Yeah, that's the worst outcome. Where are you when you're dropping these pellets?
So I think I was hidden before I dropped these pellets. I was towards the front with the stretcho guy and the shotgun guy, the gun arm guy, trying to obscure what they're doing and disorient them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you like in the hallway, or where are you physically located?
Yeah, I think I'm in the hallway, and I think to do this, I stepped out of the side room where I was kind of slinking around, being all quiet and stealthy. Stepped out to drop these. Yeah.
Nice. So I think 2 things are going to happen here. Yeah. So there's gonna be two consequences. The first one is that Pretty Boy catches you doing this and is actually able to like intercept, like, grab those things out of the air, and just like tosses them in the room that they're exiting, and you see like the smoke billow out of there as they exit.
Mhm.
And oof, yeah, and from behind, like as you step out, um, you are struck by something big and sharp, and I think this is gonna be level 3 harm.
Okay.
You're
So
gonna
before we
hit
go
with a
there,
sword. Yeah.
yep, before we go there, let me talk to you about mechanical thing. I
Yeah.
realized I have a third downtime due to one of my moves.
Oh,
So I
cool. Yeah.
took it and said, I'm just going to train something else. And I spent XP and trained an ability because we haven't really done that.
Mhm.
And the ability I trained was withstand being shot.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. So that just makes me more resilient narratively,
Cool.
I think. So that's a power kind of thing.
Which one is that? Oh, is that from
Which
a different? Where is it on the keeper somewhere?
which power or which move?
The withstand being shot one.
So that's under my difficult powers,
Oh, there it is. I
right
see.
under
Yep.
fight at Olympic level. Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Yep. So, narratively, I think I get stabbed by a sword. It's level 3 harm. Um, I think
And you can also tap Battleborn for this if you want to.
I can. That reduces it by 1.
Hmm.
Um, I can resist it, and that would also lower it. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Ah. Um, I think I want to do both of those.
Cool.
So I'll resist this probably with skirmish or with
And I think if you,
prowess.
yeah, prowess sounds great. And I think if you want to work your power into this,
Mhm.
if you want to pay that 2 resilience, this will negate it if you when you resist it.
Okay. So I don't pay resilience for the stuff
Oh,
written
because you already got
down.
the power, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
do that without paying.
yeah, yeah. So let me roll. This is prowess, so it's 46.
Yeah. And so this will negate the damage and give you some resilience back.
So that is a crit. What does that
Yeah.
do?
I think that gets your resilience back. Um,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, let's see, where is that? The resistance. When you resist.
On a crit, you recover 1 resilience.
There
I
it
see
is.
that.
Yeah, 1 resilience.
Fantastic.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, basically, uh this uh Donald Pierce guy has taken a swing at you with this sword, this Asgardian sword. How do you avoid taking damage from that?
Yeah, so I think that one, using prowess, I basically deftly kind of step out of the way. Um, and then because I'm Battleborn innately, I have from my training, I know where that blade will go. I think he was like trying to stab me through with it and make
He
easy
was
work
just
of
like
it.
coming down
Oh,
at you
was he?
when you, yeah.
And I think I roll with that. And then lastly, I think it connects and should do a pretty good harm, but that's where that power comes into play. And
Mhm.
where it would have normally probably maybe immobilized an arm or something like that. In this case, it just did like a nick of damage.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think, and he came down hard, and it's probably like stuck in the like floor or door jam for a second before he pulls it out. Um, and like it's like, yeah, fast. Let's see who's faster now that we're facing each other. Um, Narrow, what's your move here?
Uh, hmm. Are any of them? Is all this fight happening out in the street?
This is happening inside. So the
Okay, so we already
Nighthawk
moved out
situation
as we wanted.
is
Excellent.
you're all like
Night
in a hallway. And Nighthawk just stepped out of a room, got slashed at by Pierce, and then the other two, Pretty
Okay,
Boy
there's a
and
big dog.
say that again.
Yeah. Hand, I want to go after Pierce. Am I super robot-y? This is probably
Yeah.
terrible, right?
We
I'm in a bad
we can hear you
area
now. Yeah.
for audio.
Yeah. Pierce
Okay.
is the leader. He's the one that has Svaba's sister's sword.
Okay. I think I'd like to roll up with the gun on Mr. Pierce there.
Nice.
That seems like a good call. So
Cool.
team up with Nighthawk.
Nice. How do you activate this thing?
Ooh, I think I think it works on like bionic impulses. So
Hmm.
when you like shove your hand inside it, it like pincers in.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Cool.
it's just I imagine it's like a big EMP pulse wave
Nice.
generator.
Awesome. Yeah, I think if on a good roll, that's going to affect all three of the ones in the area. So you kind of like roll up and get into that area. What is this a roll with? Do we feel like my instinct is smash because you're just taking him out, but
I was thinking finesse because you're using skill and grace in a chaotic melee.
yeah, I think with finesse, maybe the effect would be reduced a little bit because you're not just like blam everybody. Does that sound good? Desperate and less effect.
Yeah, that sounds terrible, but I'll take.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can roll smash at 0 die or skirmish at 1 die. And
Yeah.
I will help you since I'm in the middle of that. So I think that would be smash at 1 or skirmish at 2.
If I smash it one and then push for effect,
Mhm.
how would that
I
look?
think that would probably hit all three of them right there.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay. So I'm going to handle your character sheet stuff, Rich. So I'm going to push for
Thank
you.
Nice.
I'm going to assist for Nighthawk. And then we'll have Anders roll your smash at 1 die.
A 5.
5.
Nice. Cool. So this is an EMP, which doesn't have any visual effect, but this is a comic book, so it definitely does. Just like has like the sort of like this big blue kind of circular, kind of like the wow, that thing. And so you're desperate. Take your XP.
Yeah, let me put that in for you.
So this is desperate with a consequence, right? Yeah.
But enhanced effect, right?
With standard effect now because it was reduced.
Okay.
Oh no, because you did it with
Smash.
you did it with smash, so it's standard effect, enhanced effect. Great. So yeah, I think what happens is that yeah, so that goes off. I think what because Pierce, I think most of his stuff is internal. I think that kind of freezes him for a minute. So like he's going to take another swing at Nighthawk and just kind of like he's not like frozen, like statue frozen, but like he's like just super uncoordinated and like looks like he just got like punched out a little bit. I think Pretty Boy, who had just thrown the grenades into the room, kind of does this to reach out, and his arms just kind of like shoot out and flop on the floor like noodles. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And Mason's gun arm just goes down, and the consequence for that is, I think the consequence is that since you were smashing and just kind of like doing a wide range thing, it wasn't attuned completely, and I think all the lights go out. Everything, and there's like emergency lights come up and
perfect.
stuff. So it's you got the red blinking lights and stuff. So it's still visible, but it's a more dramatic environment at the moment. Awesome. Svava, I think some of the Oscorp security comes out to help manage this. And these are like rent-a-cop, but a little bit better. And it looks like they've got like a little bit fancier equipment, maybe a little bit more technologically advanced. And I think the van just like explodes, and the guy pushes the back doors open, or the like kicks out the windshield and climbs through. Like, okay. And did we lose Rich? Hey, there we are. And the other one, you see running towards you as 4 security guards come out behind the loading dock, and like one points a gun at you, and the other try to cover it, and they're like, "What's going on here? Like, get on the ground."
I don't even acknowledge them. It's just I'm going straight for the guy who's climbing through the windshield and just punching him straight in the face with a gauntlet.
Nice. And this is the magnetic gauntlet.
Yeah.
Excellent. Are you just gonna punch him in the face? Or you're like gonna try and rip a piece off, or do something with the magnet parts?
I think the first thing is punching him in the face, and then I remember, oh yeah, I have these cool gauntlets. So I think I punch him, and then I kind of grab onto his head, and bash him into the van. Yeah.
Nice. I think you're still a desperate, standard, and this sounds like skirmish.
Yeah. That's
So let's do that. If you want to push or take a bargain.
I can take a bargain.
I mean, the most obvious ones are that some of the guards are firing in your direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that for a die.
Cool.
So
that's
I'm
3
rolling
dice.
3 dice.
Cool.
5.
Yeah. What do you do to him? Tell me what the effect is.
I think when I punch him, he kind of just comes back at me. But then when I grab him, and the magnetic field kind of starts to scramble the cybernetics in his head, so he starts kind of like shaking, and I think if this is going to take him out,
Yeah,
it's
it is
going to be he's still conscious, but he can control his limbs.
nice. So yeah, the cops are still shooting at you. I think that means you take level 1 harm from, collateral damage there.
And I will just drag that up. We'll do this all day.
And I think there's like the moment he's like on the ground twitching and sparking, and there's you look up and something is coming down at you. Let's jump back to Nighthawk. What are you up to now?
So this guy in front of me with the
Like,
sword was all
dazed.
janky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack him with the knife and, see what I can do to take him out.
Nice.
Let's do a skirmish.
Sounds like skirmish.
Suggestions for Devil's Bargain?
And you're attacking him how?
With knives.
Knives. Ooh. I think Devil's Bargain is you mortally wound him. You mortally wound someone.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm not going to take that, so I'll just roll my 2d6.
Cool.
Oh, and I got a 6.
Nice. Tell me how you take him out.
I think the first blade goes into his arm and he drops the sword.
Yeah.
And he reaches around with the other to kind of grab a hold of me by the neck. And I think I headbutt him.
Nice.
And that kind of, he was already dazed. And that puts him down on the ground. And I pull out cuffs that are a little bit more high tech that
Mhm.
restrain him and stun him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I think I pick up the sword,
Yeah.
slide it through slide it through some a webbing on my back, and I
Mhm.
tell Svava, I think I've got a present for you.
Nice. um, I think Nero took Pretty Boy out. I think he's like useless. He's just like, "Fuck, my arms. Oh God. But Mason, even though his gun arm is deactivated now, like he just like looks at what's going on and he runs deeper into the building. What's Nero doing here?
I'm sorry, just missed it. Who runs deeper into the building? Because that's who she's giving chase after.
Mason, the guy with a gun arm.
Oh, cool. Gun arm Mason guy. Sweet. Yes, so she'll bend forward and shift out of the surprisingly kind of attractive custodial clothes that Oscorp designed. They're like silvery and kind of like a racing stripe thing. It's wild. But she shifts into Nero's more heroic costume thing and takes off, hoping to entangle this guy before he
I
can get
think he
away.
can he'll like turn a corner into a lab and you can like get him there with whatever you need to do there.
That sounds awesome.
What is this going to be with?
I think I'll be using my elasticity and elongation powers.
Nice.
And I guess it's got to be a skirmish because I'm entangling a target in close combat, so they can't escape or attack. It's like exactly what I said I was trying to do.
Nice. Do you want to push or take a bargain?
I will help you.
Ooh, thank you.
And I think the way that looks is while I'm taking this guy down, I'm cuffing sword guy. I move over to cuff arms guy and take him out, so he's restrained. And as I'm doing so, I think I'm telling you, Nero, you've got this. I'm just encouraging you
Nice.
and saying,
Moral support.
yeah.
That's great. And I only
Awesome.
have 4 resilience. I am loath to push again because I may want to help other people. So I will take that 1 die.
All right.
And, here we go with 2 dice. Oh, thank goodness for that second die because that was
Excellent. Good. Tell me what entangling him looks like.
We go into this laboratory. There are a bunch of incubators, big machines along the walls, huge, like desk areas, like lab tables. And he's going around, and she bends and stretches around the table, and loops around his body is the intent, but it's a consequence. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice. I think you get him easily. He's already kind of janked out. I think the consequence is the lab that you have wandered into or chased this guy into. It's kind of a larger lab, and there's technicians kind of like some are scurrying, some are hiding. And at the far end of the room, there's an apparatus that looks like a thing that you can lie down in, arms and legs, with some equipment on it. And just as you like got him down and you've got him entangled and stuff, you see Norman kind of jumping into it, and he yells at you like, "You can't take this from me. No one can take this from me. I've worked so hard on this." And then needles go into his arms and chest and legs.
Wow. I'm letting that happen because that's amazing. I'm not resisting it, but wow. The horror.
Cool. Svava, the one with legs had jumped into the air and is coming down on you. It jumped up high, so it took a little time. You can see it and react to it. What would you like to do?
Ooh. Well, could just punch him, but think um huh. Since I had my accurately throw a cinder block 100 feet, I think I'm going to grab like because the van is pretty well smashed up at this point.
You could grab
So
the door off or something if you wanted,
yeah, I think
or a
think
lamppost or
it's
anything
like
like.
the one of the front wheels. And I just
Nice.
throw that up to meet him.
Nice. What are we rolling with?
Ooh, I don't know. Is it smash or is it? It's not skirmish because it's not close combat. I don't feel.
I think if it's smash, you're gonna do a lot of damage.
I'll do smash. I want to hurt him, or not hurt him, but I want to stop
Cool.
him.
Awesome. So that's 3 dice. You want to push or a bargain?
No, I'm just rolling, and that was a terrible choice because
Oh,
is a 2.
yeah. And I think as you go down to rip the wheel off, that's when they impact you, and they like
Yeah.
extend the legs as they're coming down, and just come down, and like your head just goes into the concrete. I think it's only level 2 harm for you, but it's like just got your face smashed into the street.
Yeah.
And take
If
your
I
XP.
resist that, do I resist it completely or just reduce it?
I think you can resist it. I think since you have the gauntlets, I think you can resist it completely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then I will resist.
Or with a combination of the gauntlets and just you being a badass.
Yeah. I will resist. That feels. I think it's resolved, but it's 3 dice anyway.
I think it's I think I would say prowess, but 3 dice either way.
Yeah. Cool. That's
Cool.
5.
So it's 1 resilience.
For resilience.
Yeah, and I think it like they still land on you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm
you're
still knocked
able to,
down.
but you're able to kind of like grab them and
yeah,
not get knocked down. Sweet. If you want to just punch them out, I'm going to say that just happens because you got them there.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Cool. So it looks like all the Reavers are out. Nero, do you want to tell the rest of the team what's going on?
Yeah, I do the Avengers style, like point to my ear to indicate that I'm talking on comms and not some crazy person. Norman is doing a thing, and I'm not sure what it is, but it's, content warning for needles.
What's a Norman?
Oh, the guy who runs Oscorp.
And as you're doing this, like you got the shot of like green fluid being pumped into him. Things are
this
sparking,
is bad.
smoking.
I
I'm
don't know
on.
if we should run or what.
I'm on my way to your position. Do you have the Reaver?
Oh yeah. Took care of him. They're pretty
Yeah.
easy.
And I think as you're doing stuff, like security comes and like make sure that they are taken up and taken care of.
I do not want the other security to take care of them. I want us
Oh,
to take
okay.
care of them. So
All right.
I'm gonna, cuff them, and I'm headed out. I think we have, our van that I plan on taking the Reavers with, and maybe some of the security gets a hold of one or more of the Reavers.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But I think that now I'm headed in to back up Remix with whatever's
Cool.
going on with Norman.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm in kind of a standoff with the Oscorp security about the Reavers I'm with there outside. Like I'm waiting for the cops to arrive.
I think once you've taken down the Reavers, they're like, oh, you're on our side. Okay, cool. We're not going to shoot at you anymore.
Yeah,
I
I
think-
just don't want them to take them.
So I think I've been in the process of taking some of the Reavers out and then putting them in our truck. And as I pass by Svava, I say, "Oh, here," and I toss him that sword.
Nice.
Or I toss her that sword.
Yeah.
I think this is yours or somebody's.
Yeah, and that's definitely your sister's sword. Definitely recognize it. Cool. Yeah, so Nero just like witnessing this thing that happens, and sparking, smoking, and all that stuff, and they turn on the fog machine, and it's all green and white fog there, and then there's some sort of spinning red lights, and you hear a big and Norman just kind of like falls forward and crawls out of the the smoke and sparks there towards you.
Nero can't help but like want to move over and offer him comfort. What in the world have you done? Are you okay? What's happened?
I thought you were gonna help me, but I guess I'm on my own. And his hand, you see his hand start turning. It looks like rock, but it looks like kind of like the orange thing rock, but it's green. It's green instead. And he like pulls you down to like his face. He's like, you were supposed to be the one that guided this process, but I'm not gonna let anybody take, not you, not Fisk, not anybody.
We stopped them. You poor thing. I was going to help you and probably betray you later.
And I think the green is spreading to the rest of him, and you like one side of his face is like knurled like a scroll's face is, and like he looks like he's struggling with it, trying to like pull it in, and it goes back, pull it in, go back.
This is not good, Norman. How do we reverse it? I can help you.
Are you a Skrull scientist? Are you a super genius like I am? I don't think
we both know the answer
anybody
to that.
and nobody here knows enough. Nobody here knows more than I do. I've worked with this for so long and put so much of my blood and heart into this. And as you see, like green flames are starting to erupt, like ripple across his chest and over the back of his head.
I guess this was your fate. And I'll wait for someone. Like he's done it to himself. He's not committing a crime. I feel sorry for him.
I think he's stood up at this point, and like parts of him are fading in and out. The green flames are rippling all through his body.
Just shaking my head like, oh, this is so bad. He's turning into something like a Skrull hybrid, I think. Pointing to ear, discussing the theme. I don't know how to help him, and when I asked if I could help him, he was really mean.
And I think I'm gonna I think Nighthawk arrives around that time. And I'm gonna pull Nero to the side and be like, oh, you said you saw him get injected. This is probably like what Reese had, only amped up or something. And, it doesn't look like it's good for him. And is he mad at you? Is he friendly with you? Are you guys friends?
Just mad in general.
He thought I was going to help him, and then when the Reavers attacked, he rashly decided to just use with whatever he had because he was afraid they would take it away.
Because you betrayed me.
I hadn't
led them
yet
to me.
betrayed you. No, that was.
You're like all of them. I'm glad what we did to them.
Oh wow, you really aren't nearly as interesting or cool as I thought. Oh, disappointed. What do we do? Nighthawk?
Um, I, th- um, Norman, are you coming with us, or what are? No, yeah,
And I think when you ask him that, his arm just comes out, elongates, the fist turns into a big green rocky fist, and just slams into you.
yeah.
Nice.
Let's resist that.
Okay,
This is gonna be level 2 harm.
yeah, and I think I'll resist that with my prowess.
Yeah,
Okay,
nice.
okay. So
What does it look like when you resist it? Yeah,
yeah, basically I duck out of the way, but he's throwing a
yeah.
punch now. I think
And
I
he
say,
just like smashes through the wall and like
yeah.
reels it back in.
I'm
Oh,
like,
he's literally
Svava,
like
we've got trouble in
looking
here.
looking around for an exit.
Yeah. Um, and I think, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna fire a weapon at him, and I don't expect this to do any damage. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire something at him. Um, and it's gonna have a tracker on it. So
Nice.
basically, I'm looking if he's looking for a way to get away, we can know where he goes.
Yeah. I think you could do that without rolling easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, I think the rolling part is the question is, does he think this is going to hurt him? Does he, anything? What's the status of it?
I
But
don't
sure.
think he is. I don't think he is cognizant enough of threats to be able to recognize that he's being shot at necessarily.
Okay.
And I think right now, like the flames are starting to like pool around him on the floor. And he just like looks at the ceiling and opens his mouth, and a gout of green flame shoots up to the ceiling. And like it just starts falling apart.
And I think I get narrow out of the way, but I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, in that case, I'm not gonna get up close to him because he can basically set me on fire. That's a bad idea. I need to shoot him with something else. What else do I have? Um,
I think Svava could show up at this point if you want to be involved in this as well.
Yeah.
You've taken care of the Reavers.
Cool. Well, I'm less worried about being set on fire. But I'm not sure what we should try to do with him. Like, what are we?
Nighthawk will say, he is a danger to the building and to us. He is angry, irrationally angry, and could do damage to someone. We need to take him down and prevent him from hurting himself and others.
Cool. So he was like when he was injected. That was in some kind of was it some kind of pod thing or
Yeah, like a weird like body shaped table that leaned back. And, yeah.
I will try to like either grab him or push him into that and like hold it shut around, like try to contain him in that.
It's more like just like a thing he laid down on, and then the needles like came over.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if there is something that could conceivably hold him, I would try to get him into that, but I'm not sure what we're.
I think you're looking around. I think you're looking around for something to contain him. I'm like,
yeah,
just knock him out.
Shrug and like punch him.
Cool. Let's do this. Sounds like a skirmish, but if you want to make this, okay.
No. This is
I'll assist.
Cool.
I'll
How are you
assist
assisting?
with
Cool.
the direction, basically. Just knock him out. Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think I'm willing to take Devil's Bargain here.
I think whether you take him out or not, the building in this area starts to collapse around you.
That's fine.
Cool.
We were here
Is
to
that-
destroy this building. I don't know if
Is
that's
that
a bad thing.
4 dice then?
Yep. 4
All right.
dice. My
Hmm.
highest is a 4, but yeah,
Oof.
at least it's not a failure. So is this desperate standard or something?
This is desperate standard, yeah. So I think it's not just a punch, right? I think you go to punch him and he like elongates out of the way of your punch and kind of like wraps up your hand with his neck, and then brings another like the thing fist down and like gives like this what like you got punched by Ben a few times, and this is a little bit harder than that. Um, and I think there's a back and forth here. Like you pull him apart and give him another one, and he like flames you a little bit and gets dropped. What's the thing that you do that takes him out?
Ooh. Um, think I think I grab onto some lab equipment or something, and the gloves, they do something to it. It starts sparking and all of that, and I smash him with that, and that kind of is what finally knocks him.
Yeah, yeah. I think, and maybe like he thinks that he has knocked you away and starts turning his attention on Nero and
Yeah.
Nighthawk, and that's when you like smash him in the back of the head.
Mhm.
And I don't think that takes him out, but I think you like follow up with uh, just a beating while he's down, and
Yeah.
eventually he like all the elongated parts come back into normal. He's got regular human skin. You probably like have to stop yourself once he turns back in because you don't want to actually damage him. And there's a few like ripples of green flame that go for his body and then extinguish. And he's out. He's got like weird purple green bruises all over his body, blood. He's a mess, but you have got him out. And as you do that, you've pulled out a piece of the laboratory to whack him with, and the ceiling in that area just smashes down, and you've got 30 seconds to get out of here before everything comes down around you.
Oh. We're taking him with, right? We're going to.
Yeah, Slava, grab
yeah,
him, throw him over your shoulder. I'm gonna grab whatever computer or equipment is there that I can carry under
Yeah.
one arm, and narrow out, and we're gonna head out.
Nice.
Mhm.
Cool. Yeah, and we don't have to play through all the police and security and all that. You secured the Reavers in the van.
Yep.
And you've got him. He's out, probably Savava keeping an eye on him to make sure he doesn't come to. Where are you taking everyone?
So, number one, the Reavers. My plan was to take the Reavers back to the prison, and I think we can put the friendly ones with Reese, or just talk with Reese. He's been pretty friendly so far, and say, okay, we've got company for you if you need
Right.
some. And others we can put in other areas of the prison, so that would retain them and put them outside of Fisk's hands, right?
Nice.
But I think the bigger concern is Norman, and I'm at a loss, and I'm like, again, above our pay grade. I don't know what's going on here. We should go talk to Reed, because he was exhibiting powers of Reed and Ben and Sue. Oh, I'm sorry, and Johnny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He has the powers of a super scroll. That's the colloquial term. And then she'll say something in a very weird, odd language that has some like clicks in it. That is the scroll version. It wasn't stable. I'm very worried about him.
Yeah. And yeah, Reed and Sue take him into the lab, and they've got him hooked up to some Kirby machine. That's he's human, he's healing. Maybe he's in like some tank or something that's got like some sort of fluid keeping him alive with a tube.
Yeah.
And I think for the debrief, Reed is just like, he's been the DNA of all of his cells has been transformed by he. It looks like he took biological material from a Skrull or Super Skrull and worked some sort of technological magic on it. Every cell in his body, the DNA is corrupted. I'm gonna start working on this and see what I can do, but I can keep him safe and alive until we figure something out.
Okay.
Cool. And you're just putting the reavers in the door. Cool. Step away for just a moment or two and then come back and do epilogues.
Sounds
Perfect.
good.
Awesome. So I think yeah, so they're taken care of in the door. Osborn's taken care of with the Fantastic Four. Do you communicate? Do you initiate communication with Fisk about what happened?
I think we should. So I think I take Narrow aside and I say, Fisk isn't just a benevolent person who fixed up the caffeine hazard. Fisk is a bad guy. Oh, you know this?
Oh, I talked to Sue. She told me
Good.
a bit more about him.
That's a relief. I'm glad I didn't have to be the bearer of bad news. So we should be wary of him, like extremely wary. Let's talk whenever we drop off Norman. I think we talked with Reed about the situation, and think I think the way we should go is, yeah, we should contact Fisk and say, problem taken care of. These people won't bother you anymore. And I think that's all we need to tell him, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Remind me, is he connected to Oscorp?
He is
Yes, he was a back.
the primary funder of Oscorp.
Yeah. And I think it's, with great apologies, I must say that your facility was damaged in the process. We tried to minimize it, but there were unexpected circumstances and, unfortunately there were deaths that we couldn't take care of.
And Osborn.
He didn't make it.
He did something while we were there to himself, and I didn't see it. Narrow here did, but she's upset about it, understandably. But he's the reason the building kind of collapsed. He did a great deal of damage, so yeah.
Typical megalomaniacal scientist type, I understand. Suppose we'll be shutting that division down and transfer their intellectual property to the new operation. Thank you for what you've done.
Wish we could have done more. You didn't
Perhaps you can
trust.
in the future.
We'll see. Thank you, Mr. Fisk.
Oh, you've been of tremendous usefulness to me. I won't forget. Awesome. Do we want to jump into epilogues?
Yeah.
Cool. Who would like to go? Svavi, you've got your sister's sword, right?
Yeah. I think. Oof, this is. Yeah, I think we see Svava like packing up her very few belongings and like wrapping the sword and preparing to go to New Asgard. Now she needs to find out what's going on with her family.
You're gonna have to check that, man. That doesn't go in the overhead.
I watched this movie where they just
What do you find when you get there?
I don't know. I think we I don't think we see that.
Cool.
This is just she's leaving, but we don't know what she'll see when she gets.
How do you say goodbye to the others?
I think I throw a party. It's like
Nice.
we're going to have a really good evening. We're going to drink and play music and all of that. Just us. And I don't. Yeah, I think I've told them that I'm leaving, but or maybe I don't. No, I don't think I've told them. I think it's just we have this really great evening, and then
The old as a guardian exits.
yeah.
Do you leave
I
us a
think I've left
note?
like I've left a note that I need to find my sister. Um, I I'll be back.
Nice. Awesome. Nighthawk, what does yours look like?
If you don't mind, Rich, I think it involves Naro.
Oh,
I
take it.
Yeah,
Take
I
all the
think
license you like.
I think I think this is after Svava has left, and this is back at the Caffeine Hazard, and it's been repaired. You picked out the nice paint colors, but I think we see maybe it's a montage where basically we see that it's been fixed up, and then we gut the place again, right? Because we want to get rid of anything that Fisk could have put a bug in. We see that nice espresso machine like in the garbage bin out back or something like that. And it's back to looking homey, right? It has probably a secondhand espresso machine, local art up on the wall, little price tags and plants and wood and that kind of stuff. Not wood paneling, but wooden walls and plants every place to make it feel a little bit more open. And I think Alex is sitting like up at the bar talking to Nero, saying I something to the equivalent of I don't know what the future brings, but people step out of your life and you mourn that, like with Rain and with Svava, but look forward to the day of joy whenever they come back.
I guess that's better than the alternative. I'll miss them, but I'm glad that we still have each other, right?
Yeah. I mean, we'll be here until you have to go find the rest of your family or I get pulled away for a reason but we're here together. We'll always be a team.
Are you doing this in the coffee shop?
Yeah.
Maybe from the kitchen, like you see Porcupine's head pop up, like, yeah, we'll always be a team, guys.
Nice. Yay, Porcupine, cameo. I think the only bit that I want to add in for Narrow is The timing's a little unclear because obviously it had to have happened before Svava left. But we see Nero at the ruins of Oscorp, shifting around bricks, shape shifting to slide into nooks and crannies, searching for something. And then in a like teaser type deal, we see one of those egg like pods, except it's obviously not Nero's, that contains the scroll who was used to make the serum.
Nice. Are they alive?
Yeah, I think that the register is on. It is in a hibernation mode.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think there's a mid credit and a post credit scene. I think the mid credit one is at the Baxter Building, and Sue kind of like doing buttons and science on the tube that Norman is in, and she kind of like touches it and walks out and turns off the lights. The camera comes over his face and his eyes just pop open, real big pinpoint pupils, big yellow on the inside of their eyes. You see just like green spreading across his face as the camera cuts back out to the credits. Yeah. And maybe the post credit one is we're seeing the final fight at Oscorp, but it's through kind of like kind of like this is a computer, as like cutting between the perspectives of the different Reavers, and they like kind of like pull back and see each one on a screen, and they kind of like go out as they get taken out, and then it cuts to security cameras from in the lab as Svava takes out Osborn, and then I think it pulls back and we see all the crazy shit happening, and Mojo in their big chair and just being like, I gotta get more of that. And All-Star plays. Yeah. Cool. And that is Galaxies in Peril.
Your outro song is All Star by Smash Mouth.
It's always All-Star. Yeah. Cool. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Let's go around and do some stars and wishes. How about that? Yeah, let's do in keep order. So we'll start with Steven. Or start with Anish.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this was super fun. I think this was the most the action scene that felt most like superheroes, I think. So that was a lot of fun. I liked all our interactions with the Fantastic Four. Loved Kingpin showing up. That's always a good time. Yeah, a lot of fun. Wishes. I'd love to play with these characters again, but probably in a different system. I'd love to play more Forged in the Dark, but this, yeah, we've talked about the game before. I don't think the game is bad. I just don't think it does any of the things it's trying to do well. Yeah, cool. I'll stop.
Agree.
I'm done.
Awesome. Steven.
Start with wishes. I agree. I'd like to see the characters revisited. It's a lot of fun, the world that we've developed, and I'll be sad to see a little bit of I'll be sad to see not see these characters. It's like old friends that we'd see reunited or something like that. Stars, I really liked your Kingpin voice. That was awesome. I really liked the scene that Naro had with Sue about like Sue being like, "Oh, Oscorp and Fisk," and that was beautifully done. And I liked Svava with Ben. I gotta say, I think that it was really smart for you to pull in the Fantastic Four because it gave us people to play off of
Mhm.
and made the interaction a little bit easier. I think that was a really good lesson to learn. Yeah, I think that went really well.
Awesome. Rich.
Again, with the love these characters, would love to see them in another system. Really enjoyed the plots that you brought together for the end here, Mark. I think
Mhm.
that was really excellent. You put a bow on it quite well. Thank you for being forgiving for my flawed memory from the
Yeah.
time we last played. It was nice to have recaps. Thank you. I was like, oh God, I know a lot of stuff was happening. I just didn't know what the stuff was. So that was helpful. I really liked Svava. The ending felt painful, like a family, like leaving your family kind of thing for other family, and not like a big party and then disappearing. So
Mhm.
it felt almost Lord of the Ringsy a little there, which is great. And I really enjoyed, Stephen, that epilogue conversation between Nighthawk and Reminx. Um, it's been fun playing a character that is very hopeful, and appreciate that you were able to play that counterbalance in that Alexander is a very dark character. Um, so that's those scenes and those two being the last ones left was super interesting to me. Like, what kind of new team would they form together is a
Mhm.
thing that will live in my brain space for a while, probably. Yeah. So all told, this was nice. I'm really glad we got to put this to bed rather than it kind of fading. I really appreciate everybody making time and gathering together to do this.
Awesome. Um, yeah, this came together real. I was kind of nervous going into it. It was like, there's a lot of stuff, but having that map is super helpful, and like everything is connected one way or the other, and not like in a branching way, in a like nice cyclical graphic day way. Um, yeah, there's a few dead ends, but it was that having that and having like my recaps of all the sessions going back to like, oh yeah, there's something in episode 2, just like bringing all the pieces together and having it come to a nice snap close, and still having like, oh, if something happens, we have other stuff to do. That was really fun to do, and like surprising myself, like I had no idea what was gonna we were gonna wrap that up, but it came together awesome. I loved it. And yeah, all the character moments everyone talked about were great, both in the epilogues and in the play. um, yeah, I wish I, I wish I'd brought Fisk in earlier, I think, because like he was always on the org chart. I was like, I don't know, like it doesn't feel like he should show up yet. Definitely should have. But it was a nice scene with that. Anyway, yeah, just sweet how the way you all wrapped it up. It was really cool. And yeah, I think it's the same wish, just to see. I love all these characters. I'd like to see them continue in some form in a different system, because yeah, this ain't it. um, cool. Yeah, but great time all around. I had an awesome time running all this and playing with y'all.
I thought of another star. I think, Anders, it was you who said, do we split up the group, or what happens afterward? And I was like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. I hadn't even considered it. It hadn't popped into my head. And the image that popped in when you said that was from the old Teen Titans comic, not the new Teen Titans, the Teen Titans whenever they split up. And the cover is so sad, and I've been looking for it and I can't find it. But like they all have their heads hanging and they're kind of walking away, and I'm like, oh yeah.
You were dead set on ending it now once you remembered that image, huh?
No. It was just it popped into my head, and just something that Under said was so evocative. I'm like, oh
Mm.
yeah, that's so.
That is really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
fully like for the whole session. I was fully set on like, no, we're going to remain the team here. But then I got the sword, and it just felt like, no, she's got to go off and deal with this.
Yeah, that was perfect.
It was.
It
We
really
couldn't get
felt.
Katie Sackhoff for the next season, so
It's true. She's off to a Mando. She is the Mandalorian now, so
That's right.
choices.
sorry, that's not her. That's Jessica Biel, I think.
Oh yeah, Jessica Biel.
Oh, right.
I've just
Oops.
been I've been doing some Pinterest stuff, and Katie Sackhoff showed up. That's why.
Nice.
Awesome. Anything else we want to say before we wrap this one up?
No, good.
Cool. Thanks anyone who is watching. We'll see y'all next time around when we do something else.
Pasta
Woo.
Vista.